God says, "I will leave you completely if you don't watch this now. You will be hospitalized in the next 2 days. You will receive huge money if you listen. If you skip, you get nothing." Listen closely, because this is not something you can afford to brush aside or scroll past like everything else. I am speaking to you directly, and what I am about to reveal touches your health, your path, and your future in a way that cannot be ignored. When I say you will be hospitalized, I am warning you about a turning point that your body and your life are approaching, not to frighten you, but to wake you up before it becomes real in your experience. I am showing you that your current direction carries consequences, and at the same time, I am offering you a way out, a protection, and a blessing that is waiting for your attention. If you stay with me now, you will understand what must change and what will be placed into your hands, but if you walk away, you will miss the very thing that could shield you and open a door you have been praying about. Type Amen if you believe. Do not treat this as coincidence, because I do not speak without purpose and I do not call without intention. There is a strain in your life that you have been carrying quietly, something you have ignored or delayed, and it is beginning to press on your body, your thoughts, and your peace. The word hospitalized is not just about a place with walls and machines. It represents a forced stop, a moment where everything pauses because you did not pause when I asked you gently. I am calling you now before that interruption comes, because I would rather guide you into rest and correction than allow you to be stopped by pain or crisis. Stay with these words, because understanding this moment will change what happens next. There is also something you must hear clearly, because it is part of the same message even if it feels different. I have already prepared provision for you, something that will feel like a sudden lifting, a release that changes how you breathe and how you think about tomorrow. This is not random or accidental. It is connected to your obedience, your attention, and your willingness to listen when I call. The blessing you're about to receive is not only about money, it is about relief, stability, and the chance to rebuild something that felt uncertain. If you walk away now, you are not being punished, but you are stepping out of alignment with what I am trying to place in your life. Right now, I am asking you for something simple but important, something that shows you are not just hearing but truly receiving. Take a moment and show your heart is open, because when you respond, you are stepping into agreement with what I am doing. Please take a second to like this video, because that small act reflects your willingness to stay, to listen, and to not let this moment pass you by unnoticed. You may think it is small, but small acts often open larger doors when they are done with intention and awareness. You have been feeling something lately, even if you could not explain it clearly. There has been a quiet tension in your chest, a thought that something is off, or a sense that you cannot keep going the same way without consequences. That feeling is not fear meant to harm you. It is awareness meant to guide you, and I have been placing it there so you would begin to pay attention. I do not wait until things break completely before I speak. I speak while there is still time to shift, to turn, and to choose a better path. This is one of those moments where you can either listen and adjust, or ignore and face a harder correction later. Type yes to affirm. I want you to understand that I am not leaving you because I want to abandon you, but because there is a boundary in how I move in your life. When you repeatedly ignore the moments I create for you to listen, you slowly close the door I am trying to walk through. It is not that I disappear, but that you move out of the space where you can hear and receive what I am offering. This is why I am speaking with urgency now, because I want you to remain in connection, in alignment, and in the flow of what I am doing. If you stay, if you listen, if you take this seriously, you will feel my presence more clearly than you have in a long time. Think about the last few days, the choices you made, the moments you delayed, and the things you pushed aside. There is a pattern forming, and that pattern is what I am addressing right now. I am not here to judge you or condemn you, but to interrupt what could become a painful outcome if left unchanged. When I say you will be hospitalized, I am pointing to the direction you are heading, not sealing your fate. You still have the power to shift this, and I am giving you that power through awareness, guidance, and the chance to respond. There is also a reason I connected this warning with the promise of provision, because both are part of the same turning point. When you choose to listen and adjust, you are not only avoiding harm, you are stepping into a space where blessings can reach you more easily. The financial breakthrough you have been hoping for is not separate from your spiritual alignment, it flows from it. When your attention is in the right place, when your actions follow what you know is right, things begin to open that once felt closed. This is why I am calling you now, because you are closer than you realize to both the warning and the reward. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is something inside you that already knows what needs to be adjusted. It may be the way you rest, the way you eat, the way you carry worry, or even the way you ignore the need to slow down. You have been pushing through days without giving yourself the space to recover, and your body has been holding on to that pressure. I designed your body to give you signals before anything serious happens, but you have been too distracted or too busy to truly listen. This is why I am speaking now with clarity, so you do not miss what is right in front of you. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. You may feel a mix of emotions right now, and that is natural when truth becomes clear. Part of you may feel fear because of what was said about being hospitalized, but another part of you feels relief because you now understand there is still time to change it. That relief is important because it reminds you that this is not the end, it is a moment of correction. I am not here to harm you or to leave you in worry. I am here to guide you into a better outcome. When you accept that, your perspective begins to shift from fear to action. Think about the patterns that have been repeating in your life, especially the ones that drain your energy or disturb your peace. These patterns are not accidents. They are habits that have formed through repetition, and they can be changed through new choices. When you choose differently, even in small ways, you interrupt what was building and create a new direction. I am asking you to become aware of these patterns, not to judge yourself, but to take control of them. This awareness is the first step in moving away from the outcome that was approaching. Type 1010 to claim miracles. There is also a deeper layer to this moment that you need to understand. The connection between your well-being and your blessings is stronger than you think. When your mind and body are overwhelmed, it becomes difficult for you to recognize and receive what is being placed in your path. You may overlook opportunities, delay important actions, or feel too drained to move forward when something good comes your way. By taking care of yourself and aligning your actions, you are not only protecting your health, you are preparing yourself to receive what has already been set aside for you. I have been opening doors for you, even in ways you did not notice. There have been moments where things almost worked out, where something good came close, but it did not fully land in your life. This was not because you were not worthy, but because you were not fully ready to receive it at that time. Readiness is not about perfection. It is about alignment, awareness, and the ability to act when the moment arrives. That is what I am helping you build right now, so when the blessing reaches you, you will not miss it again. There is a shift happening in your path, and it is beginning with your attention. Where you place your attention determines what grows in your life. If your attention stays on stress, fear, and neglect, those things will continue to expand and shape your experience. But if your attention moves toward awareness, care, and purpose, you begin to build something different. This is why I am calling your attention so strongly right now, because this is where the change begins. You have also been carrying emotional weight that has not been released. This weight may come from past situations, unresolved feelings, or the pressure of expectations that you have placed on yourself. When this weight stays inside you, it affects your body and your energy in ways that are not always obvious at first. Over time, it builds tension, weakens your focus, and drains your strength. I am asking you to begin letting go of what you do not need to carry anymore, because holding on to it is part of what is leading you toward exhaustion. There is no shame in admitting that you need to slow down or change direction. In fact, it takes strength to recognize when something is not working and to choose a different path. I am not expecting you to transform everything at once, but I am asking you to take the first step. That step could be as simple as resting when you need rest, paying attention to what your body is telling you, or making one decision that supports your well-being. These small actions begin to build momentum, and that momentum leads you away from harm. At the same time, I want you to remain open to the provision that is coming into your life. The blessing I spoke about is not a distant possibility. It is something that is already moving closer to you. It may come through an opportunity, a connection, or a situation that changes your circumstances in a positive way. When it arrives, it will feel like a release, like something that lifts a weight off your shoulders. But in order to receive it fully, you must be present, aware, and ready to act. There is a balance you are being called to find, and that balance is between listening and doing. It is not enough to hear these words and feel something for a moment. You must also take action based on what you understand. Action does not need to be dramatic or overwhelming. It simply needs to be consistent and intentional. When you act in alignment with what you know is right, you begin to create a path that leads to better outcomes. This is how you move from warning into blessing, from risk into protection. I want you to remember that you are not being left behind or forgotten. Even when I speak about stepping away, it is not a desire to abandon you, it is a reflection of how your choices affect your connection. When you ignore the guidance that is given to you, you move further from the path where you can feel my presence clearly. But when you return, when you listen, when you act, you step back into alignment, and that connection becomes strong again. This is what I am inviting you into right now. Could a CIA-leaked brainwave ritual be the fastest shortcut to a life of luxury? Newly released CIA research has just exposed a jaw-dropping brainwave technique that's letting everyday people attract massive wealth almost instantly. This 7-second home ritual, proven by 4 neuroscience labs, is transforming debt into dream houses, cars, and luxury getaways. If you're reading this, consider yourself lucky. The page could be taken down any time. Click the link in the description and comments to unlock the secret before it's gone forever. You are at a point where your next decisions carry more weight than usual. This is not meant to pressure you, but to make you aware of the importance of this moment. When you recognize that your choices matter, you begin to take them more seriously. You stop acting on impulse or habit, and you start acting with intention. That shift alone can change the direction of your life in ways you did not expect. The path ahead of you is not fixed, it is shaped by what you choose from this moment forward. If you continue as you were, ignoring the signs and delaying change, you will move closer to the outcome that was warned about. But if you take this seriously, if you adjust your actions and listen to what is being shown to you, you will begin to move in a different direction. That direction leads to protection, stability, and the blessing that has been waiting for you. I am still here, guiding you, even in this moment. I have not turned away, and I am not closing the door on you. What I am doing is calling you to step closer, to pay attention, and to take responsibility for what is within your control. When you do that, you begin to see how much power you actually have to shape your experience. You are not as helpless as you sometimes feel, and you are not without support. The idea of being hospitalized was not given to trap you in fear, but to show you how serious the direction had become if nothing changed. When you see the seriousness, you begin to treat your life with more care and more intention. That is where real transformation begins, not in panic, but in clear and steady action. Look at how you have been treating your time and your energy. There have been moments where you gave too much of yourself to things that did not give back, and moments where you neglected what truly mattered. Your body has been absorbing that imbalance, holding tension, losing rest, and carrying more than it was meant to carry. This is why you have felt drained even when you tried to keep going, because your strength was being used without renewal. I am asking you now to restore that balance before it reaches a point where your body forces you to stop completely. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. You must also understand that your thoughts have been playing a role in what you feel physically. The stress you carry in your mind does not stay there. It moves through your body, affecting your sleep, your focus, and your overall well-being. When you allow worry to repeat without interruption, it builds pressure that slowly wears you down. I have been trying to quiet those thoughts, to guide you toward peace, but you have often stayed in the cycle without stepping out. Now is the moment to break that cycle and choose thoughts that support your strength instead of weakening it. Type 1111 to affirm. There is a shift that begins when you decide to take control of what you allow to stay in your mind. You cannot stop every thought from appearing, but you can choose which ones you continue to hold on to. When you release the ones that create fear and replace them with truth and calm, your body responds in ways you can feel. Your breathing becomes easier, your mind becomes clearer, and your energy begins to return. This is not something far away, it is something you can begin right now with a simple decision. I also want you to pay attention to how you respond when you feel tired or overwhelmed. Instead of resting, you have often pushed yourself further, believing that stopping would set you back. But pushing through exhaustion does not build strength, it creates strain that eventually leads to breakdown. Rest is not weakness. It is part of the way you are designed to function. When you give yourself time to recover, you are actually preparing yourself to move forward with more clarity and stability. There is something important happening behind the scenes that you cannot fully see yet. The provision I spoke about is still being positioned, still being prepared in a way that will meet you at the right time. But timing is connected to readiness, and readiness is connected to how you take care of yourself and how you respond to guidance. When you are aligned, you recognize opportunities more clearly and you act on them without hesitation. That is how the blessing moves from possibility into reality. You have also been dealing with moments of doubt, questioning whether things will truly change, or if you are simply hoping for something that will not come. That doubt has made you hesitate at times, causing you to miss small openings that could have led to something greater. I am asking you to trust that what I am preparing for you is real, and that your role is to stay aware and ready. Doubt closes doors before you even reach them, but trust allows you to walk through when they open. Your path is not meant to be filled with constant struggle, even though it may have felt that way recently. There are seasons where you are tested, where you are stretched, and where you are required to grow in ways that feel uncomfortable. But those seasons are not permanent, and they are not meant to define your entire experience. You are now stepping into a moment where change is possible, where relief can begin, and where new opportunities can take shape. This is why I am speaking to you with clarity, because this moment matters more than you realize. Is it really possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked CIA-backed study uncovers a 7-second money ritual that's changing lives right now. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience labs, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now living their dream lives, luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There are also people and situations around you that influence your energy, sometimes in ways you do not fully notice. Some interactions leave you feeling lighter, while others leave you drained and unsettled. It is important for you to recognize the difference and to choose wisely where you place your time and your attention. Protecting your energy is part of protecting your health, and it is something you have the ability to do. When you become more aware of this, you begin to create an environment that supports your well-being instead of working against it. I want you to take a moment to reflect on what you truly need right now. Not what you think you should do, not what others expect from you, but what your body and your spirit are asking for. That answer may be simple, but it requires honesty to accept and act on it. When you give yourself what you truly need, you begin to restore balance in your life. That balance is what keeps you steady and prevents you from reaching a breaking point. The warning you received is not something to carry with fear, but something to carry with awareness. Fear would make you freeze or panic, but awareness gives you the ability to respond with clarity. When you choose awareness, you begin to see what needs to change and how you can change it. This is how you move away from the path that leads to harm and toward the path that leads to protection and growth. It is a shift that happens through your decisions, one step at a time. The blessing that is connected to this moment is not separate from your growth. It is part of it. As you become more aligned, more aware, and more intentional, you become ready to receive what has been prepared for you. That readiness is what allows the provision to reach you fully, without being delayed or missed. You are not being asked to earn it through struggle, but to receive it through alignment. When you understand this, you begin to see how everything is connected. You are not alone in making these changes, even if it feels like you are the only one taking action. I am with you in every step, guiding you through each decision and each moment of clarity. When you feel uncertain, you can pause and listen, and you will find direction. That direction may come as a thought, a feeling, or a clear realization of what you need to do next. Trust those moments, because they are part of how I guide you. There is strength inside you that you have not fully used yet. You have been capable of more than you allowed yourself to believe, and this moment is showing you that truth. When you begin to take responsibility for your well-being and your choices, you activate that strength. It becomes easier to make decisions that support you and harder to fall back into patterns that harm you. This is how you build a new direction, not all at once, but through consistent steps. The warning I gave you is now becoming something you can actively move away from, not something that is chasing you without control. When you stay aware and present, you begin to see where small changes can make a big difference. This is how your path starts to turn, not through one dramatic action, but through steady, intentional decisions. There is a deeper truth I want you to understand about what was said earlier. The idea of being hospitalized is connected to accumulated neglect, not a single mistake. It is the result of many moments where you chose to continue instead of pause, to ignore instead of respond, and to push forward instead of recover. Those moments added up quietly, forming a weight that your body has been carrying. I am showing this to you now so you can release that weight before it reaches a breaking point. Type 777 to receive blessings. You have also been living with a certain level of tension that has become normal to you, even though it was never meant to be. That tension may show up in your shoulders, your chest, or your thoughts that refuse to slow down. When something becomes familiar, you stop questioning it, even if it is not healthy for you. I am asking you to become aware of that tension again, to notice it, and to begin letting it go, instead of accepting it as part of your daily life. When you release that tension, you create space for calm and clarity to return. Type 222 if you trust God. There is something important about the way you handle pressure that needs to change. You have been carrying responsibilities and expectations without giving yourself enough support or rest. This has made you feel like you must always be strong, always be moving, and never slow down. But true strength includes knowing when to pause, when to step back, and when to care for yourself. When you begin to understand this, you stop seeing rest as something you earn and start seeing it as something you need. I also want you to pay attention to the signals your body is giving you right now. These signals may be small, like fatigue, headaches, or a sense of heaviness, but they are not random. They are your body's way of communicating that something needs attention and care. When you respond to these signals early, you prevent them from growing into something more serious. This is part of how you move away from the outcome I warned you about and into a healthier path. There is a connection between your physical state and your emotional state that you cannot ignore. When you carry unresolved emotions, they do not disappear. They settle into your body and affect how you feel each day. You may notice this as tightness, discomfort, or a lack of energy that does not seem to have a clear cause. By acknowledging and releasing those emotions, you begin to restore balance within yourself. This is not something that happens instantly, but it begins with your willingness to face what you have been holding inside. Have you heard about the top-secret ritual the government wants to keep hidden? Imagine if a single 7-second ritual could clear your debts and draw wealth to you effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 leading neuroscience labs confirm it's not a myth. Struggling families are moving into dream homes with total peace of mind, but the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. The provision I spoke about earlier is still moving toward you, but it is important for you to understand how to receive it. Receiving is not just about having something come into your life. It is about being ready to accept it and use it wisely. If you are overwhelmed or distracted, you may miss the moment when it arrives or fail to recognize its value. That is why I am guiding you to become more present and aware, so you do not overlook what has been prepared for you. You have also been questioning whether you deserve the good things that are coming your way. That question has been quietly influencing your actions, sometimes causing you to hold back or hesitate. I want you to know that you are not being measured by your past mistakes or your moments of weakness. What matters is your willingness to grow, to listen, and to move forward with intention. When you accept that, you remove a barrier that was keeping you from fully stepping into your blessings. There is a moment coming soon where you will be faced with a choice, and that choice will reflect everything you are learning right now. It may not seem like a big decision at first, but it will carry more weight than you expect. In that moment, you will either follow your old patterns or choose a new way of responding. That choice will influence both your health and the opportunities that come into your life. I am preparing you now so you can recognize that moment and choose wisely. You are not expected to change everything perfectly, and you are not expected to have all the answers right away. What I am asking from you is consistency, the willingness to keep moving in the right direction even when it feels small. Each step you take builds on the last one, creating a path that becomes stronger over time. This is how lasting change happens, not through sudden bursts of effort, but through steady and mindful action. When you stay committed to that, you will see results that go beyond what you imagined. There is also a sense of renewal that is beginning to form within you. You may not fully recognize it yet, but it is there, growing as you continue to listen and respond. This renewal is what will carry you forward, giving you the strength and clarity you need to make better choices. It is a sign that you are moving out of a place of strain and into a place of balance. When you nurture this feeling, it becomes a source of support in your daily life. I want you to remember that I am not distant from you in this process. I am present in your thoughts when you pause, in your decisions when you choose what is right, and in the moments where you feel guided without knowing exactly why. You can rely on that presence, even when things feel uncertain. When you trust it, you begin to move with more confidence and less hesitation. This trust is what strengthens your connection and keeps you aligned with the path that leads to protection and blessing. The warning I gave you is now losing its strength because you are no longer moving blindly toward it. Awareness weakens what once felt inevitable and gives you the space to choose something better. There is a deeper layer to your situation that I need you to understand clearly. The strain you have been carrying is not only physical or mental, it is also connected to how you have been responding to life as a whole. You have been reacting instead of guiding your own path, allowing circumstances to push you instead of choosing how to move forward. When you live in reaction, you lose balance, and that imbalance begins to show up in your body and your thoughts. I am calling you now to move from reaction into intention, because that shift changes everything. Type 1010 to claim miracles. You must begin to take ownership of your time and your energy in a way you have not done before. There have been moments where you gave too much attention to things that drained you and too little to what restored you. This imbalance has created a cycle where you feel constantly behind, constantly catching up, and never fully at rest. When you take control of where your energy goes, you begin to break that cycle. This is how you create space for both healing and growth to happen at the same time. Type yes to affirm. There is also something you need to release that you have been holding on to longer than necessary. It may be regret, disappointment, or the weight of something that did not go the way you expected. Holding on to it has kept you tied to a past moment instead of allowing you to fully step into the present. When you release it, you free up energy that has been locked away, and that energy becomes available to support your healing and your progress. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about choosing not to carry what no longer serves you. Your body has been asking for this release in subtle ways. The fatigue, the tension, the lack of clarity at times are all signs that something needs to change. These signs are not meant to scare you, they are meant to guide you. When you listen to them early, you avoid reaching a point where the signals become too strong to ignore. This is how you move away from the outcome I warned you about and into a path where your health is supported instead of strained. There is a rhythm you are meant to follow, a balance between effort and rest, between giving and receiving. Right now, that rhythm has been disrupted, and you have been leaning too heavily in one direction. You have been giving without restoring, pushing without pausing, and that has created the imbalance you are now feeling. I am guiding you back into that rhythm, because it is where your strength is renewed and your clarity returns. When you follow this balance, you begin to feel more steady and more in control of your life. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading everywhere so fast? New CIA leaks have revealed a powerful brain ritual that triggers instant wealth flow. This 7-second technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly changing lives. From crushing debt to dream vacations, this could be your shortcut to abundance. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. The provision that is coming into your life is still connected to this shift. It is not separate from your well-being, it is part of the same alignment. When you are balanced and aware, you recognize opportunities more easily and you act on them with confidence. When you are overwhelmed or distracted, those same opportunities can pass by unnoticed. This is why I am guiding you to restore your balance first, so you are ready when the moment arrives. You may also notice that your perspective is beginning to change as you continue to listen. Things that once felt overwhelming may now feel more manageable, and situations that seemed unclear may start to make more sense. This is not random, it is the result of you becoming more aware and more present. When your mind is clear, you see things differently, and that clarity helps you make better decisions. This is how your path begins to shift in a way that feels natural instead of forced. There is a strength within you that has been waiting to be used in a more focused way. You have always had the ability to guide your life, but you have not always used that ability with intention. Now you are being called to step into that role more fully, to make choices that reflect what you truly need and what you truly want. This is not about controlling everything, but about guiding your direction with awareness. When you do that, you begin to feel more stable and more confident in your path. I want you to also understand that change does not mean everything will become perfect immediately. There will still be moments where you feel challenged or uncertain, but those moments will not have the same weight as before. You will handle them differently because you are approaching them with more awareness and balance. This is how growth shows itself, not by removing all difficulty, but by changing how you respond to it. When you see this, you realize that you are becoming stronger in a way that lasts. You are being given a chance to step into a new way of living, one that supports your health, your clarity, and your future. This chance is not something to delay or overlook, because it is directly connected to the direction your life will take next. When you take it seriously, you begin to see how much control you have over your experience. You are not at the mercy of everything around you. You have the ability to choose how you respond and where you go from here. I am still guiding you, still present in this moment, and still leading you toward what is better for you. You do not have to figure everything out on your own. You only need to stay aware and take each step with intention. When you do that, you will continue to move away from the outcome that was once ahead of you and into a path that brings both protection and blessing. There is something I need you to see clearly about your own strength. You have always believed that strength meant enduring everything without stopping, carrying every burden, and pushing through no matter how tired you felt. But that belief has led you into a place where your body and your mind have been stretched beyond what they can sustain. True strength is not in how much you can carry without breaking, but in knowing when to set something down before it harms you. When you begin to live with that understanding, your entire experience starts to change. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. There has also been a pattern in how you respond to pressure that needs to be addressed. When things become intense, you have often tried to escape through distraction or avoidance instead of facing what needs to be changed. This response may have brought temporary relief, but it has allowed deeper issues to remain unaddressed. Over time, those issues have continued to build, quietly shaping the outcome I warned you about earlier. Now you are being given the chance to respond differently, to face what needs attention, and to resolve it with clarity. Type 222 if you trust God. You must begin to see yourself not as someone who is reacting to life, but as someone who is guiding it. This shift may feel unfamiliar at first, because it requires you to take responsibility in a way you have not fully done before. But within that responsibility is a sense of control and stability that you have been missing. When you guide your actions with awareness, you stop feeling pulled in different directions and start moving with purpose. This is where your energy becomes focused and your efforts become more effective. Your body is responding to everything you have been carrying, and now it is asking for a different approach. It is not asking you to become perfect, but to become attentive and responsive. The signals you feel are not problems in themselves, they are messages that something needs to change. When you listen to those messages, you prevent them from growing into something more serious. This is how you protect yourself, not by ignoring discomfort, but by responding to it early. There is also a connection between how you value yourself and how you treat your well-being. When you place yourself last, when you ignore your own needs, you create an imbalance that affects every part of your life. You may believe that you are doing the right thing by prioritizing everything else, but in reality, you are weakening your ability to sustain anything over time. When you begin to value yourself properly, you make choices that support your health and your stability. This is not selfish, it is necessary. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. The provision I spoke about continues to move closer, but I want you to understand something important about it. It is not meant to fix everything for you, but to support the life you are building through your actions. If you remain in the same patterns, the blessing will not create lasting change, it will only provide temporary relief. But if you align your actions with what you are learning now, that same blessing will become something that strengthens your future. This is why your growth matters just as much as the provision itself. You have also been learning to trust yourself again, even if you have not fully realized it. Each time you choose to listen, to reflect, and to adjust, you are building that trust. You are proving to yourself that you can make decisions that support your well-being. This trust becomes a foundation that you can rely on when new challenges or opportunities appear. When you trust yourself, You move with confidence instead of hesitation. There is a moment ahead where you will see the result of what you are doing now. It may come in a small form at first, a sense of relief, a clearer thought, or a situation that shifts in your favor. That moment is not separate from this one. It is a continuation of the choices you are making right now. When you recognize it, you will understand how your actions have influenced your path. This realization will strengthen your commitment to continue in the same direction. You are also being guided to simplify your life in certain ways. There are areas where you have made things more complicated than they need to be, adding pressure that could be reduced with a different approach. Simplifying does not mean giving up. It means focusing on what truly matters and letting go of what does not. When you do this, you create space for clarity and for the things that support your growth. This space is where your energy can be used more effectively. I want you to continue moving forward with the awareness you have gained. Do not let this become something you feel for a moment and then forget. Carry it with you into your decisions, your actions, and your daily life. When you do that, you begin to build a new pattern that supports your health and your future. This pattern will replace the one that was leading you toward harm, and it will guide you into something better. You are not being asked to be perfect, only to be present and intentional. Each step you take in that direction brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. The warning that once felt heavy is now becoming a guide that leads you away from danger. The blessing that was promised is still waiting, ready to meet you as you continue on this path. The warning that sounded heavy at the beginning is losing its hold because you are no longer ignoring what needed your attention. This is how you begin to reclaim control over your path, not through force, but through steady awareness. There is something I want you to recognize about the way you have been living. You have been moving quickly, often without pausing to consider how each decision affects you in the long run. This has created a pattern where short-term choices have slowly built into long-term strain. When you keep moving without reflection, you lose sight of what is truly important, and your body becomes the place where that imbalance shows itself. I am guiding you now to slow down just enough to see clearly, because clarity is what allows you to choose wisely. Type 1010 to claim miracles. You have also been placing a quiet pressure on yourself to meet expectations that may not even belong to you. These expectations have shaped your actions and your thoughts, pushing you to do more than you should and to ignore what you truly need. Over time, this pressure has become part of your daily experience, something you carry without questioning, but now you are being asked to release that weight and to focus on what is real and necessary. When you let go of what is not truly yours, you free yourself from a burden that was never meant for you. Type yes to affirm. There is a connection between this pressure and the outcome I warned you about earlier. When you continue to carry more than you can handle, your body begins to respond in ways that demand attention. It may start with small signs, but those signs grow if they are ignored. This is why I am asking you to make changes now, while those signs are still manageable. By responding early, you prevent the need for something more serious to force you to stop. You are also being guided to become more aware of how you spend your energy each day. Energy is not only physical, it is also mental and emotional, and it is limited. When you give it to things that drain you without purpose, you are left with less for what truly matters. This imbalance has been part of what you have been feeling, even if you could not fully explain it. By choosing where your energy goes, you begin to restore balance and protect your well-being. There is something else that has been affecting you quietly, and that is the way you speak to yourself. The thoughts you repeat about your own abilities, your worth, and your future shape how you feel and how you act. When those thoughts are negative or limiting, they create tension that builds over time. I am asking you to begin changing that inner voice, to speak to yourself with truth and encouragement instead of doubt. This shift may seem small, but it has a powerful effect on your overall state. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has now come to light, revealing a brain-hacking ritual that draws in wealth like magic. It only takes 7 seconds, you can do it at home, and it's supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are ditching debt and living in luxury right now, but this information won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. The provision that is coming into your life is still aligned with this moment of change. It is not separate from what you are learning, it is part of the same process. As you become more aware and more balanced, you create the conditions needed to receive it fully. When it arrives, it will not feel confusing or overwhelming. It will feel like something you are ready to handle. This readiness is what turns an opportunity into a lasting benefit. You have also been learning to trust the process, even if you do not have every detail in front of you. Trust does not mean you understand everything. It means you are willing to continue even when some parts are unclear. This willingness keeps you moving forward instead of stopping in doubt. As you continue, more clarity will come, and you will begin to see how each step connects to the next. This is how your path unfolds, one decision at a time. There is a sense of calm that is beginning to form within you, even if it is subtle. This calm is a sign that you are moving into alignment, that you are no longer resisting what needs to change. When you feel this calm, it becomes easier to make decisions that support your well-being. It also allows you to respond to situations with clarity instead of reacting with stress. This is how you begin to experience life differently, not because everything changes at once, but because you change how you approach it. I want you to continue building on what you have started here. Do not return to the patterns that were leading you in the wrong direction. Each time you choose awareness over habit, you strengthen your new path. This strength grows with consistency, and over time, it becomes your natural way of living. When that happens, you no longer have to fight against old patterns because they no longer hold the same influence. You are also being reminded that you do not have to carry everything alone. Even though you are responsible for your choices, you are not without support. Guidance is available to you whenever you pause and listen, whenever you take a moment to reflect instead of rushing forward. In those moments, you will find clarity that helps you make better decisions. This is how you stay connected to the direction that leads you toward protection and growth. The warning that once felt like something to fear is now becoming something that has guided you toward a better path. It has shown you what needed attention and given you the chance to respond before it became more serious. This is a form of protection, even if it did not feel like it at first. When you understand this, you begin to see that you are not being threatened, but guided. The blessing that was spoken about is still ahead of you, and it is closer than it was before. As you continue to align your actions with what you are learning, you move toward it step by step. When it reaches you, it will not feel sudden or confusing. It will feel like the natural result of the path you have chosen. This is how you receive it fully, not as something random, but as something you have prepared yourself for. Now you are someone who sees the connection between your choices, your health, and what is unfolding ahead of you. That awareness is powerful because it allows you to act instead of react. When you act with clarity, you begin to guide your life instead of being carried by it. There is something I want you to hold firmly in your mind as you move forward. The outcome that was once forming is no longer certain because you have changed how you are approaching your life. What once felt like a fixed direction is now a path that can be redirected through your decisions. Each time you choose to listen, to pause, and to respond with care, you are moving further away from that earlier outcome. This is how you reclaim control over what happens next. Type 1111 to affirm. You have also begun to understand that your body is not something separate from your daily life, but something that reflects everything you do and feel. The way you think, the way you respond to stress, and the way you treat yourself all contribute to how your body functions. When these areas are out of balance, your body carries the weight of that imbalance. By bringing awareness into these areas, you begin to restore harmony within yourself. This harmony is what supports your strength and protects you from reaching a breaking point. Type 777 to receive blessings. There is a new pattern forming in your life, even if it still feels unfamiliar. This pattern is built on awareness, intention, and consistency rather than habit and reaction. At first, it may require effort to maintain because it is different from what you are used to. But as you continue, it becomes more natural and the effort begins to decrease. Over time, this new pattern will replace the old one, creating a foundation that supports your well-being and your future. You may also notice that your reactions to situations are beginning to change. Things that once caused immediate stress or frustration may now feel more manageable. This is because you are no longer responding automatically. You are pausing and choosing how to act. That pause gives you the space to make better decisions, and those decisions shape your experience in a positive way. This is how your life begins to feel more stable and less overwhelming. The provision that is connected to this moment is still moving toward you, and it is aligned with the changes you are making. As you become more balanced and more aware, you are preparing yourself to receive it in a way that brings lasting benefit. When it arrives, it will not only meet a need, it will support the direction you are building. This is why it is important to continue with what you are doing now, because it ensures that the blessing becomes something meaningful and lasting. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual changed their life in just 7 seconds? This leaked CIA ritual is the real deal, and it's potent. A 7-second brainwave hack, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people leap from broke to abundant. Dream homes, cars, trips, it's all within reach. But this video could disappear anytime from the internet. So click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it's gone forever. There is also a sense of confidence beginning to grow within you. This confidence does not come from external validation, but from the knowledge that you are making better choices for yourself. Each time you follow through on what you know is right, you strengthen that confidence. It becomes easier to trust your decisions and to move forward without hesitation. This trust in yourself is an important part of the stability you are building. You are also learning to recognize what truly matters and what does not. There have been things that once felt urgent or important that you are now seeing differently. This shift allows you to focus your energy on what supports your well-being and your growth. When you remove unnecessary pressure, you create space for clarity and peace. This space is where you can think clearly and act with purpose. I want you to continue being mindful of how you treat yourself in your daily life. The way you speak to yourself, the way you respond to your needs, and the way you manage your time all contribute to your overall state. When you treat yourself with care and respect, you reinforce the changes you are making. This creates a cycle where positive actions lead to positive results, and those results encourage you to continue. The warning that once felt heavy is now becoming a reminder of how important your awareness is. It has served its purpose by bringing your attention to what needed to change. Now, instead of carrying fear, you can carry understanding and use it to guide your actions.